All right, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Skyhub Link Monday Night System-Wide Net. This is Jack, KE0VH. We are here in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, and we have this net here on Monday night at 7 o'clock to discuss amateur radio and other interesting topics. We're here to have fun on the radio with our amateur communications and help make use of the many finer repeaters that otherwise might be very underutilized and quiet. This also lets others hear that the repeaters are on the air and that they are indeed active. Skyhub Link is not a closed system in any way. We welcome all users in the true spirit of amateur radio. All amateurs, new and old, this is the system for you. Please remember, during all use of this multi-mode, multi-repeater linking system, allow 3 to 5 seconds between transmissions and 1.5 seconds for key up and then begin speaking. Also, make sure to keep that PTT pushed a half a second or so after your last word so it doesn't get cut off. Remember, too, when more than 2 people are using a repeater on the system, it's very important that you set up a rotation so that you won't be doubling over somebody else in a roundtable discussion. It's very important to remember you're on many repeaters simultaneously. Let me reset here. This is KE0VH. And I want to welcome all of you who are watching on YouTube tonight. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you're there in the chat. You can also log into our radio net that way if you would like. Good amateur operating practice is remembering to allow all who want to join in on the system an opportunity to do so, just like using a single standalone repeater. Long rag chews are welcome on Skyhub Link, but remember, most of the repeaters do have a 3-minute timeout timer. Keep that in mind as you talk to a friend. Also, it's very important that every so often in your longer QSOs, check and see if someone else might need to break into the system, or maybe someone else might need one of the other repeaters in an emergency. Maybe there might be somebody simply who needs to call another station in another area during your ongoing QSO. Someone else may need to use a repeater that you're on through the system, so always keep that in mind. You can also check out skyhublink.com. Click on the status tab to see all the all-star and main hub links and activity. You can go to the click here for YSF reflector status. It will open in a new tab and see all the YSF and digital links while others may be coming in, and that includes Wires X, D-Star, and the other modes. We are also on the Ham Shack hotline voice over IP system. Once again, let me reset. This is KE0VH. And I also think I need to turn off this overhead light. We will do that here in just a few minutes for those of you who may be watching on YouTube. If you're using a hotspot on Skyhub Link, please do not enable the Wires X pass-through on your Pi-Star software. Changing YSF reflectors through your radio can cause disconnections of Skyhub Link reflector 92722 and other issues through the system. Also, we do not allow the use of DTMF tones during nets on Skyhub Link. When you're monitoring the repeater system as well, just for common everyday, we ask that you do not kerchunk the system or repeater. To test to see if you're keying it up, please do come on and ask for a radio check. Kerchunking the system or that repeater, once again, may cause link issues. If you need to see if you're making the repeater, actually come on and ask for a radio check. You can also use the status page at skyhublink.com and see if you're lighting it up. Once again, if you're trying to make the repeater, actually come on and ask for that radio check. Most of the time, you'll get an answer from someone fairly quickly. And if you hear anyone ask for a radio check, no one else responds fairly quickly, then please come on and advise the asking station that they're making their system or repeater and can be heard, and or give them a proper signal report. Let me reset. This is KE0VH. And once again, I want to welcome you guys who are watching on YouTube there, or maybe you're watching the replay. Thanks for checking in. You can also utilize the skyhublink.com status page once again to see if your radio is keying into the system. It's a very useful tool, and we do invite you to do that on the website. There's many analytic capabilities of the website that can help you determine if your radio is getting into the system. And last year we went over a complete net on how to use the skyoblink.com website. We did do a video very similar to this one that we're doing tonight on my YouTube channel, Simulcasting the Net, and you can go back and check that out. We may do that in a refresher course coming up here pretty soon. It is Veterans Day, ladies and gentlemen. Let me reset, and I'm going to check something over here real quick. This is KE0VH. All right, and I will also walk over here. All right, that will probably reduce that glare. Yeah, that works well. Okay, first of all, I do want to wish everyone a very happy and hope it was a memorable Veterans Day for you guys. I tell you, I got to attend a military funeral here just a few weeks ago, and I was down at the Logan National Memorial Park and Garden here in Denver and Fort Logan, and I could not believe how touched I was with the military honors that were given this fine gentleman that I was there to help honor. And my friends who are former military, my hat is off to them. I thank them for their service. We're going to look at several different items within that tonight's net. But tonight's net question for you is, who do you honor, or who maybe did you honor, or were you a veteran yourself? But who did you honor today on Veterans Day? Who was on your mind that you may have known in your family who was in the military? My Uncle Larry, back in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area, is a former Air Force guy. And he also was... let me see. Let me do that. Okay. He also was in Vietnam and had to see some of that horror and some of the things that went on. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to watch Saving Private Ryan or possibly even Forrest Gump or some of the other more realistic shows and movies that have happened. It really gives you kind of a bit of a picture anyway. I don't think any of us can really fully appreciate the horrors of war. But maybe some of these movies and things, we'll talk about that a little bit later too. But tonight's question again, who are you honoring for Veterans Day? Do you have a family member who you'd like to honor tonight by mentioning them on the net, or what may be the case? That's tonight's net question. So we'll go ahead and take a round of check-ins. If you are a repeater owner or system operator, I'd like to have you check in now. Repeater owners or system operators, go ahead and call with your call sign phonetically twice, and welcome to the net. This is KE0VH.
Net control, please check in Alpha Echo 0, Lima Echo. I say again, Alpha Echo 0, Lima Echo.
Whiskey 0, Sierra Uniform November. This is W0SUN, and I actually am a repeater owner now.
Okay, is that going to be it for this round? All right, JR, welcome. Good to have you in there from out northeast. I'm curious how much snow y'all got up there, too. And Bucky, W0SUN. Okay, once again, any other repeater owners or system operators? By the way, I do have one important piece of system information that I forgot to do a moment ago. Let's finish this round of check-ins, then I'll start in with that. Okay, anybody else would like to check in repeater owners or system operators? Please call now. This is KE0VH.
November Charlie 2, Whiskey X-Ray. November Charlie 2, Whiskey X-Ray.
All right, Gary, good. Got you in there. Thank you so much. Good to hear you tonight checking into the net. All right, anybody else, system owners or repeater operators that would like to check into the net, please do call now with your call sign phonetically twice. And then we'll go back and get this group. Go ahead. This is KE0VH. Hey, Dave, watching on YouTube. Hello, welcome, welcome. I hope you can check in via radio tonight. Okay, looks like that's going to be it. Oh, here we go.
Alpha Echo 7, Romeo, Juliet. That's Alpha Echo 7, Romeo, Juliet.
All right, there's Randall up in the Spokane, Washington area. Okay, Randall, very good, very good. I got you. And I also see Kilo Echo 7, November, India, November. Kilo Echo 7 in November, India, November. You want to go ahead and I saw your call sign, but I didn't hear any audio. All right, then. Not sure on that point. Let's talk to JR, AE0LE. JR, happy Veterans Day. Did you honor somebody? Can we honor you? Is there anybody you'd like to mention that you remembered here on Veterans Day 2004 or 2024? AE0LE from KE0VH. Welcome to the net, JR. All right.
K0VH from AE0LE. Good evening to everyone on the net. I spent some time in the Marine Corps myself, but most of all on Veterans Day, I think of my wife's uncle, Roger Stone, Sergeant Roger Stone, which was killed in the conflict in Vietnam. He was an advisor. 1962 he was killed. He was killed in the Quatrain Valley. Horrific thing. Anyway, I also think of my father-in-law, which is he was in Army Recon, and has many distinguished service medals. Not the least of which is a Purple Heart. So, anyway, with that, we'll send it back to net control. As for how much snow we got a lot, but we got rain first, and then snow, and then rain, and then snow, and then rain, and then a day and a half of rain to finish it off, so it melted the snow. So, I can't tell you how much. I know we got over 3 inches of rain total, or moisture total. Beyond that, I don't really know. K0VH, AE0LE, back to net control.
All right, JR, very good, very good. Well, once again, thank you for your service, and it's nice to remember all those folks that you mentioned there. And once again, I only have one military member in my family, my Uncle Larry, who is in his 80s now, back in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And, of course, he served in Vietnam. And really want to honor everybody who's served. And, you know, there's a lot that folks may not know that I'm going to bring up on the net tonight. Some interesting information about minorities who have served. And I tell you, I think we, no matter our differences, no matter what our situations may be, we ought to see each other as one and equal brothers under the Lord and all of his children. And really try to honor and show support to all of the folks we possibly can. And on this Veterans Day today, and what they fought for freedoms in America, I really, really hope that people kind of understand and take notice of what it is and the blessings that you and I have every day because of what folks like JR and my uncle and others who suffered and others who died, especially those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Gary, what say you? NC2WX from K0VH. Good evening, my friend. Welcome to the net. Okay, wait for Gary to come back there.
Well, good evening, Jack. Thank you. MC2WX here. Thanks for taking the net tonight, and happy Veterans Day to one and all. So, go Navy, 1970 through 1977.
Right
I did 6.5 years active, plus 3 months reserves. My dad-in-law, God rest his soul, was among the first fleet landing in Nagasaki after that settled down. So I thought about him a lot. You know, we used to go to American Legion meetings together. And then my dad, who did both Atlantic and Pacific in the Merchant Marines. In fact, he was an interpreter at a German prisoner of war camp in France because of his abilities there. And then I thought I got out the old, I don't know what you call it, yearbook, company annual that was published by the Navy. Maybe I should reset here. Okay, so I get out the memorial book that was published by the Navy and given us when we got out of boot camp. Went down the entire company, and we were all certainly very close brothers, and just wondered whatever happened to all of them. I suspect some of them had to go to Vietnam. Who knows about gunboats, et cetera, et cetera. So, at any rate, and then thought about all the friends I had throughout the rest of the Navy years there. And then, of course, honored all of the dead there at Arlington and everywhere around the world, both known and unknown. So, yep, a lot of sacrifice in defense of freedom. Jack, thank you very much. Back to you, KE0VH from NC2WX.
Do that. Okay. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, great words there. And, you know, I tell you, when you think about the sacrifice that some made, the ultimate sacrifice even, that's, I'll tell you one thing I think that we ought to have in schools, and were I a high school teacher, I would want to teach history. And were I teaching high school history, I would want to include movies like Saving Private Ryan, like The Code Talkers, The Wind Talkers, I believe was the name of it, the movie with Nicolas Cage, talking about the Navajo code talker guys. Man, that just really got me. I watched it here not too long ago, and I wasn't terribly aware of all that necessarily before. I had heard of Navajo code talkers, and of course the Japanese during World War II could not break their language, could not break their code, and you know, there was so many things that happened because of that were good. But I tell you, I almost think that some of these movies ought to be required watching in high schools today, so that young people can learn, you know, what our forebears went through, and still talk to some of you guys who actually lived it and did it. I want to say hi to Tom KD4DT watching on YouTube from Salida. Tom, thanks for being here tonight. I had a big flight sim stream earlier today too. That was fun. You guys can check that out on the channel if you want. But Gary, thank you very, very much. Some of the other information. Let me reset here. There's some other things that I'd like to share with everybody tonight, including ethnic minorities in the U.S. Armed Forces during World War II. This is Jack KE0VH. Let me reset. And once again, those of you watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button for me if you would. I sure would appreciate that. This is KE0VH with the Sky Uplink Monday Night System-Wide Net. We're talking about Veterans Day, who we're honoring, who we would like to remember today. And one of the things that I wanted to remind us all about, and maybe you didn't know this, but ethnic minorities in the U.S. Armed Forces during World War II comprised about 13% of all military service members. All U.S. citizens were equally subject to the draft, and all service members were subject to the same rate of pay. The 16 million men and women in the services included 1 million African Americans, along with 33,000 plus Japanese Americans. And I think a lot of them were cruelly persecuted during World War II. If you look up that type of history, oh my goodness, it's terrible. 20,000 plus Chinese Americans, 24,674 American Indians, some 16,000 Filipino Americans, and according to House Concurrent Resolution 253, 400 to 500,000 Hispanic Americans served. They were released from the military service in 1945 and 46 on equal terms, were eligible for the GI Bill and other veterans' benefits on a basis of equality. And somehow today, a lot of times, I think we've forgotten some of that. So let's go ahead and take another round of check-ins and see who else wants to check into the net tonight. We'll start with digital check-ins. Actually, Randall, did I come to you and Bucky? I think... No, I have totally lost my place here. I'm not sure what happened. Bucky, did I come to you? I'm sorry. W0SUN and then Randall, AE7RJ. I'm sorry. W0SUN, go ahead. KE0VH. I thought I forgot somebody there.
Okay, you got me after all. Okay, I was getting worried there a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
I'm celebrating my cousin Jeff, who served in Vietnam, and he's still alive, and he's getting old. Everybody else, my uncles and my dad has passed on, so that's for Memorial Day. But my dad served in the Army during the Korean War. My uncle served in the Army during the Korean War, and he earned several medals, was shot 3 times in Korea, a couple of Purple Hearts, and his brother was shot down in North Korea. His plane was shot down. He was never found. He was MIA. They never found him. But, and I have other uncles that served in the Navy during World War II, actually. They've all passed on, but I honor those guys. And I never got a chance to serve. Almost joined the Air Force. But yeah, thank you for all the servicemen and women that have served in or are serving. Thanks a lot for doing this, Net. Back to Net Control, this is Bucky, W0SUN.
Yeah, okay, Bucky, and thank you very much. Randall, I'm sorry, I've kind of skipped over you and Bucky there for some reason, but Randall, I'm coming to you next. Bucky, thank you very much for all the hard work on SkyHub Link this weekend. Guys, we are on an emergency SkyHub Link room 427, 40027. Our main SkyHub Link has gone down. Bucky is wonderful, and he got us a backup link going so all the Wires X repeaters can connect into the main hub system. But our main internet connection at the Moffett Water Treatment Plant here in Denver has gone down. 449-625 is not connected in with us as the internet there is not working. 448-350 I am actually using to flagship the net because it links back into the rest of the system via the YSF link radio we have here. And, of course, is connected into our emergency backup room. Bucky, I may have a whole nother system that we can press into operation. I'll call you on the phone and tell you about that. Randall, let's talk to you, AE7RJ. I am sorry. Let me get back in order here. And, Randall, welcome to the net up there in Spokane. We're honoring and remembering people here on Veterans Day and what it really means. Randall, what you got for me tonight, my friend? Welcome from KE0VH. Okay, let's get Randall in here. There he is.
Good evening, Jack and Annette. I hope I can be here well. I'm out here on the premises of this repeater. Hopefully we'll still get in. Let's see. Both my served. I was in the Army. My son in the Army. My nephew was in the Army. My brother-in-law was in the Navy, and a long list of friends and all through one branch or another. So there's a lot of that going on in my family. And I actually had dinner on Saturday with I served my 76. So there we are. And, you know, the late and that's it. We are about estimated here, so y'all have a good evening.
Okay, well, we got most of that from Randall anyway. Yeah, okay, Randall, very good, very good. We got most of that. It was a little choppy and a little blocky, but got most of that there. Thank you for sharing with us tonight up there in the Spokane, Washington area. Appreciate you being there as always. This is the Sky Hub Link Monday Night System-Wide Net. Jack, KE0VH in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, and we are simulcasting the net once again, as we're going to do when I host the net, on my YouTube channel, Captain Jack FLTSIM, CAPNJACK FLTSIM on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com, put in at Captain Jack FLTSIM, Flight Sim, and you can find our simulcast of the net tonight on my YouTube channel. Let's take another round of check-ins. If you are on digital only at this time. If you're digital only and would like to check in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice, and we're discussing Veterans Day and what it means to us and who we'd like to honor. Please call now. Once again, with that call sign phonetically twice, this is KE0VH. All right.
Kilo India 0 Alpha Romeo. Kilo India 0 Alpha Romeo.
Alpha Foxtrot 0 Alpha Sierra. Dave. Alpha Foxtrot 0 Alpha Sierra.
Yankee Charlie.
KC8 FQV. KC8 FQV.
Okay, I was able to get both of those. KF0NYC, KC8FQV. Okay. All right, then. Let me tell you who I picked out of that bunch. KI0AR, Bernice, good evening. Welcome, welcome. AF0AS, Dave is in here. Okay, Dave, welcome. KF0, Mike, Yankee Charlie, and Kilo Charlie 8, Fox Queen Victor. Okay, we've got you guys on the list here. Anybody else digital that would like to check into the net, please call now. This is KE0VH. All right, let's see who else we get in here.
Kilo Echo 0 Mike India Zulu.
Okay,
Kilo Echo 0 Mike India Zulu.
Okay, got Rob there. Okay, Rob, got you nice and solid. No problems there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you in here tonight. We'll go down this list. By the way, you guys watching on YouTube, the audio coming across YouTube to you is functioning through this broadcast control room mixer back here. And it's serving for sending all the audio to you there tonight if you're watching on the YouTube channel. So, Bernice, good evening. Happy Veterans Day. Who would you like to honor? What would you like to say about Veterans Day? My good buddy Bernice, who hosts the Colorado Astronomy Net. Glad to have you in there. And then we'll get to, let's see, Dave, and then Mike Yankee Charlie, then Fox Queen Victor up in Ohio, and finally Rob KE0MIZ in this set. Go ahead. Welcome, Bernice from KE0VH. Once again, Bernice hosts the Colorado Astronomy Net here on the Sky Hub Link system.
Good evening,
on Tuesday nights.
Well, let's see. Primarily, my grandfather served during World War II. My father was in the Navy. He was in the Navy. My father was in the Navy. I was in the Navy.
In the Navy.
Other relatives that were in the Navy and the Marines. Some great greats, I think, in there as well. So a lot of military history in the Ansell family. I served myself. Let's see. let's see, my grandfather was in World War II. My father just missed the Korean War. He was 17, I think, when it started, but
Wow.
he was active in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, in the reserves as a physician on board several different ships, including the USS Nimitz for a while.
Wow. Cool.
I served myself from 82 to 95 in the underground Navy, I should say, naval intelligence for most of that time. So had some interesting stuff. Never really deployed out of the States. Did some active duties across in the Pacific, but that was about it. But yeah. A lot of history, and those who did serve in the family, for sure. That's about it, Jack. This is KI0AR, back to net.
Okay, Bernice, very good, very good. Well, thank you for your service as well, my friend, and for all that you do helping us out with Skyhub Link, and for doing the Colorado Astronomy Net on Tuesday nights. I call it our premier net here on the skyhublink.com repeater linking system. So, Bernice, thanks for all your hard work there. All right, let's talk to my buddy Dave up in the Evergreen area, up in the mountains. Golly, Dave, how much snow did you get up there? How much digging did you have to do? And who would you like to honor on this Veterans Day? Welcome to the net from KE0VH.
Well, let's see. The good news is I only got 15 inches for the whole storm system. The really good news is Friday I had a net total of 3 inches.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's great.
Far enough west that I was out of most of the worst system that came through Denver here. Probably want to honor my brother-in-law who was in the reserves, got called up the Air Force Reserves for Desert Shield and Desert Storm, and served as a loadmaster on a C-130 out of Travis, and had this scary experience that when they were briefed in for the missions, they were told, oh yeah, by the way, the spark cracking problem in the wings, we can only fly 70% load. Yeah, forget that. We're flying 110% war load. Good luck. And with that, I turn it back to the net and let somebody else tell their stories.
Okay, Dave. Well, I appreciate you. AF0AS from KE0VH. And thanks for checking into my flight stream earlier today. Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, I was having troubles with some of my controls, too. And I think after the net, I worked with a couple of my buddies there, and I think we got those straightened out. So Wednesday night's flight should be better. Dave, thanks for being here. KF0, Mike Yankee Charlie, KF0 MYC. Your name and location when you come on, and we're talking about who we'd like to honor here on Veterans Day and what it means to us. So over to you, KF0 NYC from KE0VH. Welcome to the net.
Thank you, Jack. My name's Riley. I'm in Craig. I want to honor my grandpa. He tells me stories about being on the beaches of Hiroshima.
Wow.
He just turned 98 the day before Easter this year, and he planted 40 peach trees in his yard 2 years ago, so he's still going strong. But thank you for everything, and thanks for everybody that served, and thanks for the net, Jack. This is KF0 NYC Clear.
Okay, Riley, very good, very good. Well, thank you for that bit of information, for being up there in Craig and getting on Skyhub Link. We appreciate that. Okay, let's talk to KC8FQV Mark out in Aurora, Ohio. Mark, we're talking about Veterans Day and who we would like to honor or remember. Who would you like to mention tonight, Mark? KC8FQV from KE0VH. Welcome to the net.
Good evening, Jack, and everyone else. KSFK. Well, just for that, they helped they're able to do today now. You know, a lot of restaurants gave the meals away, a meal to the vets and that. But not much here. Just wanted to stop, say hello, and we got to pray each day we get up that we can come back home. So we'll send it back tonight, Jack. KCF-TV.
Okay, Mark, very good. Well, thanks for being here tonight. Good hearing from you out there in Aurora, Ohio. And you guys stay warm, and we'll look for you maybe on the next net, Mark. Thanks for being here. All right, my good buddy Rob up in the Fort Collins area is going to wrap up this set. Then we're going to take some analog check-ins. KE0MIZ from KE0VH. Rob, great to hear you. Hope you're doing well. What are your comments on Veterans Day here? Go ahead.
Yeah, all righty then. This is KE0MIZ. Thanks for having me, Jack. It's been a little while. Kind of busy out here. But anyways, yeah, we're northwest Wellington. Anyway, yeah, north Fort Collins. But I'd like to first honor my father-in-law and my grandfather, who both served in the Navy. My father-in-law is a plank owner of the USS Enterprise. He passed away early at 52. But anyways, I'd also like to mention the fact that my brother is was a Marine. My brother-in-law is the Air Force. I forget. Anyways, we'll come back around to that. I served 23 years in the Air Force, all over the world, a few times. We call one trip around the world in 11 days. We fixed the C-5. We changed out a motor and flew it back up to Travis. I did a year in Korea. Oh my, everywhere else in the world. Got to turn that down. I hear myself talking. But yeah, so Veterans Day. Those are the folks who I honor. 23 years in the service. I retired in '07. Been pill parting around here with radios and whatnot ever since. So. Thanks for having me again, Jack. KE0MIZ, back to you.
Yeah, okay, Rob. Very good. Well, it's great to hear you tonight. Wonderful to hear you. Hope you're doing well. Glad to hear that you're doing well. Really, really, very much. So, good deal, buddy. Thanks for checking into the net. We'll take another round of check-ins here in just a moment. Let's see. By the way, over 550,000 Jewish Americans served in the armed forces during World War II, accounting for 3.5% of the roughly 16 million American soldiers in total, the highest number of Jewish soldiers of any participating country. There were 4.7 million American Jews at the time, accounting for 3.6% of the U.S. population, meaning they were definitely proportionally represented. And I didn't know this. Americans of Polish descent were common in all military ranks and divisions and were among the first to volunteer for the war effort. I can just imagine. Heavily motivated, of course, by the Nazi policy of extermination towards the people that occupied Poland, the first country attacked during the war. Polish Americans were enthusiastic enlistees. They composed 4% of the American population at the time, but ultimately composed 8% of the U.S. military during World War II, with over 1 million joining the U.S. Armed Forces. Polish General Władysław Sikorski toured the United States in a failed attempt to raise large numbers of Polish Americans for a segregated battalion, saying that they were turning their backs on Poland by not joining the cause. Well, you know what? Good for him. Good for him, indeed. Over 1.5 million American Italian soldiers served in World War II, accounting for 10% of the armed forces, of whom 14 won medals of honor. Over 30,000 Arab Americans are estimated to have served during the war, accounting for 0.2% of the soldiers. Most were of Lebanese descent. This is the Skyhub Link Monday Night System-Wide Net. Tonight we're talking about Veterans Day and honoring veterans. Who would you like to remember and honor? Let's take a round of check-ins, analog this time. If you're on one of our many, many, many analog repeaters on Skyhub Link, Let's get you checked in now. And who would you like to honor and remember on this Veterans Day in tonight's net? Please call now with your call sign phonetically twice. This is KE0VH. All right, let's see who comes in via analog.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Uniform Foxtrot Oscar. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Uniform Foxtrot Oscar.
Okay, I heard KF0 UFO in that bit. And let's see who else comes in. Is that going to be it? All right. Okay, I heard KF0 UFO. Got you in here, brother. Got you in here. Was there anybody else analog? Anybody else analog that would like to check into the net? Please call now. This is KE0VH. You guys are watching on YouTube once again. I do appreciate it if you'd hit that thumbs up button for me.
REK, Kilo Golf 0, Romeo Echo Kilo.
All right, there we go. KF0 REK. Okay, well, maybe that's going to be it for analog there. Okay, one more call for analog systems. Anybody on the mini analog repeaters connected to SkyHub Link, let's get you checked in at this time. Heard KF0 UFO and KG0 REK. Anybody else analog, please call now. Okay, we'll go ahead and take you guys in. Got a couple on analog there. Once again, KF0 UFO and KG0 REK. Let's go with KF0 UFO. How you doing tonight, brother? Good to hear you. Hope you're doing well. Veterans Day. Who would you like to honor or remember here tonight? KF0 UFO from KE0VH. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening. Jack, KE0VH, this is KF0 UFO, Andrew. I'm coming to you from Uray, Colorado, Uray, Montrose area. And I just had, I served in the Marine Corps, just wasn't listening. I was in the Air Wing, and I served at Marine Corps Air Station New River in North Carolina, which is in Jacksonville, right next to Camp Lejeune. And my unit was sort of the center of gravity for the B-22 aircraft. That's the main aircraft we worked on. Anyhow, my unit was non-deployable, so I never deployed. But I did want to mention two friends that I had graduated into high school with, graduated with. One of them I ran cross-country with. His name was Chris Sitton. He passed away in Afghanistan in, I think it was 2006. He was an Army medic. And also Chad Maynard. He was in the Marine Corps infantry, passed away in a Humvee accident in Iraq. And also my older brother retired just a couple of years ago as a commander in the Navy Sea. He's been deployed over the course of his career, 20 years, all over, around island of Crete in Greece. He was in Bahrain, other, and he's been away from our family for a really long time, off and on, and he's actually currently living in Italy right now. My older brother Matt, I really just wanted to honor him today. Well, and thanks for your time, and I'm just going to pass back to the net. Thanks, Jack, and I hope everything's going well. Over to KE0VH from KF0 UFO.
Okay, Andrew. Very good, Andrew. Thanks for being here tonight. I believe you said you're out in Uray tonight. Andrew, just real quick, did you say you were in Uray, and how are you getting into the system from out there? Go ahead. Curious about that.
get through with you're ready, Colorado, and I didn't get in in seconds on the digital, so I apologize for that. I'm going through the W0SKY tag L link from Echo Link. Back over to you, Jack. KE0VH, KF0VSO.
Yeah, okay, Andrew. Yeah, your signal, your audio's just a little muffled, I didn't quite copy that. Can you come back one more time? How are you getting into the system there in Uray? I know that we've got our Montrose digital repeater, but I don't think it reaches down quite that far. How are you getting in? I'm very curious about this.
I'm getting in through the W0SKY tag L Echo Link.
Okay, he's coming through Echo Link.
Repeater, link. So I'm not going through analog or the Montrose repeater. I apologize, I'm on digital, not analog. Back over to you, Jack. KE0VH, KF0VSO.
Yeah, okay, Andrew, very good. Coming through on Echo Link. Okay, that makes sense. Got you there. Yeah, it's great when nothing else works and you have internet. You can always get Echo Link going. Thanks very much. All right, Andrew, be safe out there. We'll look for you next time, and thanks for sharing that with us. Let's talk to Ron in Hayden, Colorado, up there. KG0REK. Ron, good evening. How are you coming through? Are you coming through off the 145-250 Steamboat repeater up there? But Ron, welcome to the net. We're talking about Veterans Day and who we'd like to honor today. KG0REK from KE0VH. Go ahead. All right, let's see Ron here.
KG0REK. Good evening, gang. And I am not going through the 145-25 in Steamboat. I haven't been able to get into it for some time. So I'm coming through on the UHF Craig report 447.95.
Oh, okay, good.
So
good.
I hope that's working good. I'm thinking very, very quietly and resourceful about my Uncle Art, who served in World War II in Italy. He was probably one of the most influential characters in my life as I grew up. He had a small farm in Canada, in Pennsylvania, and I can remember there's so many weekends learning about things from Uncle Art. One of those memories that will stay with me forever. He was a hero to me. But that's all. KG0REK, back to net.
Okay, Ron, most excellent. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. I appreciate it, and appreciate you coming through the Craig repeater there. That's really kind of cool. Danny says that he's got 145-250 back up and operating, and I think I've heard a couple of people talking about there. Let's see. Bernice says up here, hey, Jack, watching on YouTube, playing with FT8, Rex Habit with the FTM 500 when transmitting. Okay, so you've got that turned off. Dave says he tends not to interfere. His FT891. And also says Bernice is getting closer to DXCC on FT8, 65 of 85 confirmed. Hey, good for you, dude. Man, that's incredible. I know Bernice has really been enjoying FT8. This is the Skyhub Link Monday Night System-Wide Net. Jack, KE0VH, and we're simulcasting the net tonight on my YouTube channel at Captain Jack, FLTSIM, CAPN JACKFLTSIM on YouTube there. So you can go back and replay the net if you so desire at a later time. Let's go ahead and take another round of check-ins. Any place, anywhere, any mode. Any place, anywhere, any mode. It's 10 minutes until 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Let's see who else we can get in here and hear from on this Veterans Day. Your call sign and only your call sign phonetically twice. Please call now. This is KE0VH. Okay, we're trying to do another round of check-ins. Any place, anywhere, any mode. Once again, if you'd like to check in, please call now with your call sign and only your call sign, phonetically twice. This is KE0VH. Well, I guess that might wrap it up for tonight then. Oh, there's the signal. Nope, that was just inadvertent. Okay. Well, all right then, guys. We don't have any more check-ins. We'll probably go ahead and close the net. I wanted to go over a couple of more ethnic minority participation groups, especially in World War II, but of course there's been others during World War II as well. 18,500 Armenians served in the armed forces of the U.S. A number of them were decorated for their service, including Colonel Ernest Divershian, a native of Virginia, who was awarded the Medal of Honor. U.S. Marine Harry Kazarian is considered the most decorated soldier in the state of Rhode Island. Another Marine Captain, Victor Mohican, is considered to be one of the most decorated American soldiers of that war. The highest-ranking Armenian American during World War II was Brigadier General Haig Shakurjian, I guess, who had previously served in the Pancho Villa expedition as an American military attaché in the Middle Eastern theater of World War II. So many other minority group people to honor. And I'll tell you, one of my favorites is the Red Tails, the Tuskegee Airmen. I absolutely devour and love everything I can read about them and see about the Tuskegee Airmen. Just absolutely wonderful gentlemen, wonderful flyers. Of course, me being a fan of all things flying like I am, I would gravitate towards that some. But I'd like to wrap up this Veterans Day on my part. And we'll see maybe if there's one last round of check-ins by just reminding all of us and those of you watching on YouTube or maybe at a later time. Let's remember, even though we may be divided on policy and we may be divided on some of the best ways to get things done, I totally agree that there's a lot more that we have in common than that we have in differences. And I think that, once again, the majority of all Americans are wonderful, decent, caring people who care about other people besides themselves. And I think that we need to really, really try to walk together as hard and as diligently as we can to look at our brother who may disagree with us, but yet let's remember they're our brother. We are all children of the Lord. We are all under his umbrella, first and foremost. And I think it's very important that, once again, even though we may have some differences, we remember that we are indeed all Americans. And we need to love and nurture and care for each other. And with that, I'll get off my soapbox and we'll leave it at that. This has been, let me reset, this is KE0VH. Okay, we'll take one last minute check-in. Anybody else would like to check into the net before we're done? Otherwise, we're going to pull the plug tonight. This is KE0VH with the Sky Hub Link Monday Night System-Wide Net.
Kilo Charlie 4 Zulu Yankee Charlie.
I should have figured that
Charlie 4 Zulu Yankee Charlie.
Howard would jump in. There's Howard. Kind of wondering where he went. Okay, Howard. Very good, very good. Good to hear you. You may have the last word here. Is there anybody else who would like to check into tonight's net? Before we go ahead and shut it down, please call now. This is KE0VH. Let's see if we get anybody else in here before we wrap it up. Kilo.
Hey,
Charlie.
Zero Ali. That's Alpha Echo Zero Lima Echo. Recheck.
Okay, we'll get JR back in here with the recheck.
Whiskey 0, Whiskey Romeo X-Ray. Whiskey 0, Whiskey Romeo X-Ray.
Okay, very good, very good. Yeah, JR got you for a recheck. We'll go ahead and come back to you. And W0WRX. Okay, very good. Well, let's go back to the top of this list, and we'll let WRX probably have the last word. KC4ZYC, Howard, good to hear you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well down in Florida, man, and recovered from all the hurricane activity there. Go ahead. Your comments for the net tonight. We're talking about Veterans Day and honoring those that who went before us and gave us these wonderful freedoms that we get to share and operate under every day. Howard, go ahead. KC4ZYC from KE0VH.
Well, good evening, Jack. Good evening, one and all, and happy Veterans Day 2024. And to those who served, thank you very, very much for your service. And I don't have anybody in my family who is currently serving or who has served in the military. I can tell you that my stepmom's former husband did serve. Unfortunately, I can't remember what branch of the military he was in. I want to say Army, but I could be wrong. I'll have to check with my stepmom the next time I see her. My customer at work who I'm working with, and also a friend of mine who I've known for several years, is former Air Force, and he had a special commemorative shirt. It was really, really neat. It had the American flag on it. It also had the part of the U.S. Constitution. I think it had a picture of a bald eagle. And
okay, it looks like we've got some interference there. Okay, not sure what's going on there. Let's see. Okay, that's the Fort Collins repeater. Not sure what's going on there. Howard, KC4ZYC, we had some interference or something coming over the Fort Collins repeater there. You want to start again or catch us up there, KC, because you dropped out as well. KC4ZYC, KE0VH. Go ahead, Howard. Well, okay, I guess we lost Howard. All right, well, maybe he'll pop back in here before we're done. AE0LEJR, my buddy up there in Northeast Colorado, go ahead. You had a recheck. Go ahead, buddy. KE0VH. Let's get JR back in here.
KE0VH, AE0LE. Hey, sorry to double dip here, but wanted to mention that veteran suicide rates are extremely high. And if you know somebody that's struggling, make sure they get help. There is help out there, and it's a monumental deal. So the sacrifice that is made by veterans is not always very visible, but it's there. So if you know somebody that's struggling, help them out. With that, I'm going to send it back to net control. Let's say AE0LE back to net.
Yeah, JR, you're absolutely right. I'm so glad you mentioned that. So glad you mentioned that. You know what? 988 is the Veteran Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988. That's all you have to dial. 24/7, confidential, and safe. All you have to do is dial 988, then press 1, or you can chat online. Or you can text 838-255, 838-255. I did look that up when you mentioned it, JR, and I'm super glad that you brought that up. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, W0WRX, you're probably going to get the last word in here tonight. Welcome to the net. We're talking about Veterans Day and people that we'd like to remember and honor, family members or otherwise. W0WRX. Welcome to the net, James in Lakewood from KE0VH.
W0WRX, James here. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to step on you there, JR, earlier. I wasn't hearing anything, and I tried to key up from Interstate 80 here, just west of Laramie. I don't know what's going on with the Pilot Hill repeater. It's not making it into the net, I guess, at this point. Anyways, the Veterans Day. My father was in the Vietnam War. He was a radio technician. So that's part of where my interest for radio and the hobby, ham radio and everything is stemmed from, is listening to him talk about what he had to do out there and that. And he's still with us, so, I appreciate what he had to do every day. Anyways, just wanted to say thank you, everybody, and I guess I'll go ahead and jump off of here and pass this off back to you. W0WRX, I'll say 73 to everybody, and have a good evening.
Yeah, okay, James. Very good, very good. Well, I'm seeing that Pilot Hill, the Laramie Cheyenne analog repeater up there, is connected. Are you able to hear it at all? Where are you exactly? And are you able to hear it at all?
I am currently I'm at the 301 mile post headed westbound on Interstate 80. So I'm about 14 miles away from Laramie. When I was coming into Laramie, I had my radio tuned to the Pilot Hill repeater, and I was not able to hear you guys on the net. But if I switched over to the Buckhorn repeater, I was able to hear you guys. That was a little bit patchy, but that's, there's a bit of a ridge there between me and that mountain. Anyways, back to you, sir.
Yeah, okay, James. I'm still not 100% sure where you are. Are you east or west of Laramie right now? East or west of Laramie?
I'm west of Laramie.
Okay, well, you should be in the coverage then at this point of the Elk Mountain repeater. Do you have that one programmed into your radio?
Yeah, I'm on the edge of it here. I just shut the radio off so I didn't, take out my ears and everybody else listening. Yes, I just heard the tail tone there. W0WRX. Back to you, sir.
Okay, very good, James. Well, be careful out there. I hear that I-80 may end up being a little treacherous, especially tomorrow. But anyway, be safe up there, and thanks. We'll try to put another ear or two on the Pilot Hill repeater here and see if we may have a possible problem. I hope not, because it may be darn hard to get to. All right, guys, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up the net. Don't forget the Rocky Mountain Radio League net tonight on 449, 450, and 146.94 locally here in the Denver metro area. Had 12 check-ins there, and had some guys on the YouTube chat there. Bernice, thank you. Andrew, Dave, of course. Let's see, Rob was in there. Tom, KD40T was in there. and appreciate you checking that out. You can go ahead and replay this net at any time on my YouTube channel and check out my other videos as well. So with that, we'll go ahead and take a quick break here. This is K0VH. All right, we'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up our net. By the way, everyone, don't forget, Bernice will have the Colorado Astronomy Net on here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and then at probably 6:30 on Wednesday evenings, I will be live streaming again another flight. Not sure exactly what airplane and what my route will be, but had a good time earlier today flying from San Diego to Burbank and then up to Medford, Oregon in the United Airbus A320 Friendship, which is a real livery that they use. So had fun with that. This has been the Skyhub Link Monday Night System-Wide Net. Many, many thanks to our Chief Engineer, Skyler, W0SKY, Jeremy, W0JRL, and all the system engineering that he does for the All-Star Hub Connections, the Rocky Mountain Radio League, the Denver Water Amateur Radio Club, the Denver Radio League, the N2K&K West Slope Repeater System, Randall, AE7RJ, all the other systems and operators on Skyhub Link. Be sure to go to skyhublink.com, click on the Join Connect tab. We are going to put out a very important email over the next couple of days, guys. We're going to have a fundraiser. We've got something that we need to do with Skyhub Link, and we're hoping that that will indeed then allow us to put up a repeater in Estes Park. We've kind of got all the permissions, but we've got one more little hurdle to get over. You'll see that in an email here coming up on the skyhublink.com Join Connect tab. Go ahead and if you have not yet signed up for our email reminders, please do that. So with that, we'll go ahead and return all systems to normal amateur use. 73, have a great night. We'll look for you next week. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, maybe watching the replay, thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it. With that, we'll go ahead and close the net. Good night, everybody. This is KE0VH. Have a good one.
K0VH, K0MIZ. Thanks for recognizing our veterans tonight, Jack. That was great. K0MIZ. Good night.